Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a modern apartment building with a penthouse for all of your city building needs. And not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, including this handy car park, I will also show you how to make the entire inside of the build as well. Each floor has a hallway with stairs and an elevator, the apartments themselves. And on the top floor we have a larger luxury apartment that is only accessible via the ground level elevator, or lift if you're feeling British. Om nom nom. This is the amount of space required to make the build, including a handy grid, which you may choose to copy, that will show you the starting position. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 20 black concrete on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Extend forwards by 2, 1, 2, and then right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend down by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to do two things. We want to extend to the left, and then back on ourselves, like this. And then we are going to come all the way back to here and extend to the right by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we will extend backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we will do two things again. We will both extend all the way down to the ground, and we will come all the way back to where we first started, which is here, and extend back that way by a further 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we can actually extend all the way down to the ground again. Next, we want to come all the way back up to here and extend across the back of the build, first of all by 3. 1, 2, 3, and we will then extend all the way down. And then come all the way back up again, and we will extend to the right by a further 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then rather uniquely, we will extend the last 2 rows down to the ground. Then we will return all the way back up to the very top, and we will extend to the right by a further 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can just extend all the way down to the ground. And then we will extend and connect back to the front of the build. And now that we have done that, we actually have this really odd looking shape. Well, step 1 with our really odd shape is to add 2 oak planks here in this position, which we will then extend all the way up to the top of the apartment building. Just like this. We then want to place a row of black concrete here, back and to the left diagonally, which will extend all the way from the ground all the way up to the top of the build, or very much near there. We also want to extend this black concrete all the way down to the ground as well. And we can actually extend it backwards a couple of rows. 1, 2. And we can extend these black concrete blocks all the way up to the tippity top. Let's pretend that I actually said 3 rows. We want to add another row directly behind the 2 rows that we just extended back. The point of this is to make sure that we are level with the black concrete on the right, as we can then extend that extra row to the right by 1, like this, and then we can start connecting these sides together. First of all, we are just going to dig a row in between these 2 rows of black concrete, and we will fill it in with black concrete also. And then we are going to repeat this pattern, extending all the way from the bottom here, all the way up to the top, which is this. We will place 3 white stained glass, 1, 2, 3, followed by a black concrete. 1, 2, 3, black concrete, 1, 2, 3, black concrete, 1, 2, 3, black concrete, and then 1, 2, 3. And then that just takes us all the way up to the very top. And if it helps you at all, you can actually just place a row of black concrete across the top here, and that will kind of box this in. So all we have to do now, of course, is just fill all of this empty space in with the pattern that we have just established. Next, we are going to make balconies. The way that we will do this is by placing 2 rows, 1, 2, of black concrete extending outwards in between all of the glass, and then we will simply extend the second row of black to the right, just like this, so that it clips into the oak planks. We will do this for every single instance that we have the black concrete in between the glass. Except all the way up at the top there. And then, for each one of these balconies, we will place, in these corners, a decorated pot with a spruce fence and oak leaves on top. If you like this decoration, you don't necessarily have to place anything if you don't like. I just like having a little bit of greenery. I think it also helps to illuminate the fact that these are balconies rather than just random windows. Then, once you have done that, we can place some black stained glass pane along the edge of the balconies. But once again, you don't need to add glass nor the pots if you don't like. I just like to make this look a little bit homelier. This leads us over to the left side. So first of all, we are going to place a row of 1, 2, 3 black concrete, extend over to the right, and then down. This is the main entrance. And above this, we can stick a row of oak planks on top here, extend forwards, and then we can extend the oak planks on the left and right, and this includes extending up and through, just like this. And then we can extend also the left side up as well. And at the top here, we can just connect these oak planks together with glass. But the goal is to have the same glass window setup as we have on the right, meaning we have 3 rows of glass here, 1, 2, 3, and instead of black concrete separations, we will instead use oak plank separations. But they want to be in the same position on the left as they are the right. So that's perfect. Minor detail here, we actually just have to add some black concrete just over to the left, as I believe it makes it look a little bit more modern. Let's move over to the right side now. So the first thing that we are going to do is come all the way up to the very top, and here we will place 2 white stained glass, followed by a black concrete, 2 glass, black concrete, 2 glass, just like this. Then underneath this, we will place 3 rows of black concrete, 1, 2, 3, which we will just extend front to back, left to right, whatever. Then we simply want to repeat the glass section again. followed by 1, 2, 3, just like this. And we just want to repeat this over and over and over again until we extend all the way down to the bottom of the apartment building. This leads us on to the back of the build, where first of all, we will add 2 rows of oak planks here to cover up this empty space. The oak planks just sit alongside, or rather out of the back of the empty space, just like so, so we get this nice depth effect. Then, we are going to make the same set of windows on the back of the build as we have the front. So we can just start off by digging this trench here in between the left and right sides, and then add 1, 2, 3 glass here with a black concrete on top. I think that you guys know the rest. 1, 2, 3. So we just literally want to match the front, and then we can just extend these particular blocks across. Which then leads us on to this gap here, where we are just going to place a row of oak planks along the inside of the empty space that we have left, but the oak planks just want to sit 1 row backwards, as you can see here, and then we want to have pretty much a similar sort of window shape that we have here. So we want to place 1, 2, 3 white stained glass followed by an oak plank, extending up alongside the empty space. But we will reach a predicament at the top. You'll notice that we can only place 2 glass. So unless you are willing to have this, which I don't like, we will have a smaller window instead. Oh, and we're just replacing underneath the window at the bottom with oak planks as well, just to keep things nice and clean. Final side, ladies and gentlemen, I have saved the hardest part for last. We have to fill this entire section in with black concrete. It's actually really simple. This is where all of the elevators or lifts and the stairs go, so yeah, we don't really have many windows here, but you can add some if you wanted to. Moving inside of the build momentarily, we are first of all just going to add a row of black concrete here, connecting the front and the back of the build together. This kind of separates the hallways from all of the apartments. We will then remove all of the grass inside of the ground level hallway and replace it all with smooth stone. We will then remove all of the grass inside of our apartment and replace it all with oak planks. In each of the apartments, minus the penthouse at the top, we are also going to have a separating wall just next to this window, front to back. in the apartment. We will further divide this area up by placing a row of black concrete here as well. We have our general living space, a small bathroom, and a small bedroom. In this hallway area, we will have 2 black concrete here against this back wall. We will leave a gap of 2, and then we will place 2 more black concrete. We will extend the black concrete all the way up to the very top of the build. We will then add a really long ladder all the way up to the very top of the apartment building. And then we are going to cover almost all of this space up using light grey concrete. There are 2 instances where we do not want to cover this up. So all the way at the bottom we want to be able to access the elevator, and all the way up at the very top we want to be able to exit the elevator. This elevator is pretty much only used to get up to the penthouse. So now we are going to extend all of the black concrete walls that we have made all the way up to the top of the building. We are going to stop when we reach the penthouse floor, however, which is right here. We step out onto the elevator, onto here. So we will stop extending once we hit this point, and we will do the exact same thing over here as well. And I'm just going to phase this way, just so that I can make sure that I don't overshoot this. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then we can add this separating wall as well that extends all the way up through the apartment building. In case I haven't mentioned it, every single floor is the same minus the penthouse. So that's why we can just have these walls extending all the way up. So now we are going to move into the hallway. And we can actually remove this row of oak planks. And we are going to make the actual physical floors for the hallway. So these are made out of smooth stone. And there we go. That's one floor already. We have a floor in between every section of window. So it actually makes it really, really easy to add all of these rows. So at any point where you see that horizontal row of oak planks in this hall, that's where one row of stone belongs. And we just want to add the planks here. And this is actually okay. No, this is the penthouse floor. So the penthouse is unique in that instead of a hallway, we will instead have just more living space. So we are going to fill this floor in using oak planks, just like this. And we can even remove this row of black concrete here, and we can place a row of oak planks. And the same can be said for here, as this is going to be part of the floor, and it is laid out completely differently than all of the other floors. But that does lead us into the rest of the apartments, where we can now just fill in between these windows with oak planks. Once again, this is where the main living space for each apartment will be. So there's going to be pretty much a living room and a kitchen in these spaces. They're not the most luxurious apartments. You don't have a lot of space, but you do have all of the amenities which one would want to live. So, you know, that's something. And we can actually just fill this entire floor above us in with oak planks as well. And then that leads us, so this is ever so slightly trickier here because of course we don't have any markers on where the floor should be in these tiny little rooms, but basically it works out like this. You have 1, 2, 3 rows of living space and then an oak plank. So I guess it means that above each window is where a floor will be. So if we just use these as a marker, then you know where to add the floor. So the floor is just above the windows, as you can see, and then we can just fill these little spaces in. And the same here as well. So previously that was a bedroom with a bed and a closet in it. These are bathrooms. So again, in the exact same place, just above the windows, we just want to fill these in. Perfect. And now you can either leave the roof open if you'd like, meaning just add some glass to it and then you've got like some really nice skylights, or you can do what I'm doing and I'm just going to seal the entire thing up using black concrete. Before we do any more work on the inside, we are going to complete the entire outside. So, step 1, we are going to dig a row directly to the left of our apartment building that extends all the way from the front of the build to the back of the build. At the back of the build, we will place 2 rows of leaves, like this, extending up from the ground. But in front of that, we will fill all of this empty space in with smooth stone. We will then remove 2 entire rows from the front of the grid, just left to right like this. And we will replace all of this with smooth stone. We will then stick a black concrete here. We will then destroy 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. These 2 middle rows we want to replace with smooth stone, which we can actually dig all the way inside our apartment building like this. We also want to remove 2 rows here, just like so. So we want to create a path. And we can stick lime terracotta here and here. Extend this black concrete up. Place 2 here. Place iron bars here and here. This is kind of like a gate / entranceway into the apartment building compound, I guess we'll call it. We are then going to dig all the way over to the right from our black concrete, and we will fill this trench in using black concrete, extend this end block up by 2 rows, and then fill in between these 2 rows of black concrete in using iron bars, just like so. We will then remove all of this grid extending all the way to the back, and at the very back we will have 2 rows of leaves extending up. As you can see over there, it's the same thing. And then we will place black concrete in this empty space, and then add the 2 rows of iron bars on top. Perfect. So, we will then extend our leaves across, but I am just going to remove in the ground, just like this, and I'm going to place leaves in the ground. You can see through the leaves into the ground, so it does make a very minor difference what you do place there. And I'm also just going to extend a row of leaves from here, just along the side, and across this front fence, just like so. And I guess I'll stop it there, just short of that gate. There we go. So that looks pretty good. We are then going to remove, so lining up with this black concrete here, we will remove 1, 2, 3 rows, fill these in with cyan terracotta, and then we will remove one more row, replace that with smooth stone, place 2 black concrete, 1, 2 here, and then we will remove 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, replace these with black concrete, stick 2 black concrete here just like this, and then we are going to connect these rows of black concrete together using iron bars, just like so. And then we are going to dig behind our black concrete post all the way to the very back of the build. At the back we will have the 2 rows of leaves. All the way in front of this we will have black concrete, and we will place iron bars on the black concrete. Then we are going to remove the white concrete in between these leaves, replace it with leaves, and then extend the leaves up so that they are the same height, just like this. Then we are just going to make the pavement, or sidewalk if you like, just in front of the complex. And we will extend the cyan terracotta forwards, but then all of this other grid / empty space will be replaced with smooth stone. And then when it comes to the inside, we are pretty much just gonna... We are going to remove all of this, really. So let's just get rid of all of this grass block. And then we will add a row of smooth stone along the back and outside of this car parking area like so. So you can see it kind of extends around in a loop. And then we actually need to grab some dirt or grass. I prefer grass, so what can we actually get rid of? The black concrete I don't think we need again for a while. So, along here we will place grass with ferns. And we want to do the same on the opposite side, so it's the same amount. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then ferns, just like so. And then in between these, we want to place this sequence of blocks. It's 3 cyan terracotta, 1 white concrete powder. So terracotta, powder, terracotta, powder, terracotta. So we have 4 car parking spaces like this, evenly spaced. You can extend the terracotta and the powder outwards, and then we can fill pretty much all of this remaining space in using cyan terracotta. I'm actually realizing that we can extend these a further row, so that's even better actually, because otherwise the car parking spaces would have been a little bit shorter. So we can extend all of the powder and the terracotta 1 row forwards. The goal is you can see where it's supposed to go to. It's supposed to go here, which is perfect. So all of my roads are at least one side of the roads, unless they're in a specific part of the city, there's different circumstances, blah blah blah, are almost always 3 rows wide, like for one side of the road. So it makes sense that those could get extended. Oh, and also, at the ends of the car parking spaces, we are going to add the yellow carpet, just because I like how it looks. And if you are being a little bit more detail orientated, you could even mark the car parking spaces with the apartment numbers. The only... I guess we just took a screenshot. The only thing here is we only have enough for 4 spaces, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apartments. You know what? I'm realizing I guess I just can't count. It seems unfair that the penthouse doesn't have a car parking space, but maybe, you know what, maybe we'll stick a helipad on the roof instead. Super simple car crash course, let's go. Take your favourite colour of wool and place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 of it in a car parking space. Add a row next to it, and then either add a row of wool here or here. Place glass in front of that, cover up the roof with a matching carpet, and then add wheels using polished blackstone buttons or stone buttons. You can add headlights by placing glow item frames. There's your car. I am going to repeat this 3 more times myself, using different colours of wool/carpet. One last choice before we move inside. If you like, you can replace all of this grass with lime terracotta, but I'm kind of preferring grass block myself at the moment, so if you would like to, feel free. If not, just leave the grass as it is. Now that we have made the entire outside of the apartment building, we can now head inside and work on the interior. So first of all, I will show you how to make one entire floor in its entirety, which we will then be able to repeat all the way up until we get to the penthouse. On each floor, we will place a decorated part with spruce fence and oak leaves here, just left and right of the front of the hallway. We will also add stairs. So the stairs begin just one row in front of this part, extending all the way up into the next floor like this. And we will place upside down oak stairs underneath said stairs. So where this gets a little bit different in between the floors is on the bottom level, it doesn't make sense to have this, but on every other floor, we will place some black stained glass pane just next to these stairs, just as kind of a barrier, but of course we don't really need it on this ground level, but I guess we've added it anyway. We will also add a stone button on the side of the elevator on every single level. Even though you and I both know that the elevator is never going to come. Finally, the entrance for each apartment is right here. And we are just going to replace underneath where we destroyed. So each door for the apartment will be an oak door. We will have a sign next to the door indicating which floor we are on. We will add a lantern here, a button here for a doorbell, and a little 1x1 painting behind the sign. Feel free to choose different ones. And I'm also, just because it's fun, going to color code each and every floor, so to speak, with the carpet that matches, you guessed it, the car. So this is how every single hallway will look, regardless of the floor, except this one is of course a little bit different because it's a ground floor, but you guys know what I mean. So, moving inside of the apartment, which I will reiterate is identical no matter the floor, except the penthouse, we will first of all add an armor stand here next to the door, with a lantern above it. We will then place a row of black concrete left of this, and then we will place 1, 2, 3 light grey concrete left of that. Furnace here, 2 blocks of iron here, backwards iron door in front, chiseled bookshelf here, and then light grey shulker boxes across the top here. We will then place a stone stair here, detector rail here, brewing stand here, flower pot here, cake here, stone buttons in front of here. I'm realising that we don't actually have door holes. So the door hole for the bathroom is right here, and we'll stick an oak door here, and the door hole for the bedroom is almost at the end here, but we want to place 2 rows of bookshelves like this, and then the door will just go right next to it, like so. We'll stick 2 end rods on top of each other here, light grey glazed terracotta on top, and then we will place a sideways smooth quartz stair here, extend left, sideways stair here, slab here, and then we will just place a couple of grey carpet here. And then we can just have some pictures up here. I'm lazily using the same 1x1, but you may want to alter which one you use, just like so. And there's something that bothers me about too much of this picture. I don't know what it is. Moving on into the bathroom, we are first of all going to add a little shower, so we can place 2 backwards facing smooth quartz stairs like this with end rods at the top here for a shower rail, and then we can use banners like this as a shower curtain. Then on this opposite wall, this is such a tight space, we can place a cauldron here, oak trapdoor here, upside down smooth quartz stair here, item frame here, and a tripwire hook here. And we could even add a little bit of carpet in this room as well. So it's a very small bathroom, but a bathroom nonetheless. Moving over into the bedroom now, we are going to place a double white bed here with a painting above said bed. We could even have some bookshelves above it as well. That looks quite nice, to be quite honest. And then here we will place an armor stand, chest, tripwire hook, bookshelves above, and then just a double door right in front. And it is not a big bedroom, but it is a bedroom. So this is quite sufficient. We can even, I mean, if you want, you can like stick a chest here or something. It's a very cramped space. I will say that. Maybe even a tripwire hook on the wall. Maybe we'll just have the tripwire hook. But yeah, this is the bedroom. And that is how we build one entire floor of the apartment building that is not the penthouse. We are now going to repeat this 3 more times in total. I won't be showing it in the video, however, so if you need to, I've left a timestamp down below in the description if you need a step-by-step guide on how we've just done all of this. Eventually, once you have finished furnishing each one of the other floors, it is time to head all the way up to the penthouse. That was a lot harder than it looked. Step 1, we are going to connect this black concrete here all the way over to this black concrete here. This is going to make the bedroom / the ensuite. And we can just build up this wall all the way up to the top of the build, just like so. And we also have to break into this room as well. This can either be here or here, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to choose here just for the sake of it. So in this room is a bedroom. We are going to stick a scaffolding here, flower pot here, double white bed here, grey carpet in front, 2 end rods on top of each other here, light grey glazed terracotta, and then in this wall facing the bed, we actually want to replace these black concretes and these black concretes with note blocks, and we want a 2x2 painting right here, just at the foot of the bed. And then we are going to create a wall. So the wall is right next to the TV here and the lamp, and we are just going to build it like so. And the entrance into the bathroom is going to be right here, so just lining up with the carpet. We will place an end rod here, iron trapdoor here, rail here, upside down smooth quartz stair here, tripwire hook here, item frame here, and then we will have a cauldron with an oak trapdoor here and a white banner here. Alternatively, you can also place like a flower pot here as kind of like a bin, and you can hang the banner a little bit higher like this, or maybe even here. Moving out of the bedroom and into this larger living space, we are first of all just going to add a TV here on this wall. So is that the same painting? It is. Okay, well that's a very strange coincidence. So this is also a TV on this wall, and we are going to place here in this position a pale oak fence with a chain on top and a lantern on top of that. And then we will place pale oak signs around the lantern. Behind that, a scaffolding. And then to the right of the scaffolding, we will have a sideways smooth quartz stair, which we will extend to the right. 1, 2. And then we will just curve it around. Place a smooth quartz slab here. Grey carpet in the space in between, and there we have a nice little television setup. On this floor and this floor alone, I am going to open the doors to the balcony, so to speak, and I'm actually just going to make it look as though it does have like a functional door by adding some glass pane here too. Well, next we are going to make a breakfast bar by extending this black concrete all the way across and leaving a gap of 2 here on the left. We will extend the black concrete upwards and place an end rod here, an end rod here with polished blackstone pressure plates on top, a flower pot here, and then all the way over here we will place 2 bookshelves here at the top of this wall with spruce doors in front of this. We will then place a pumpkin, a melon, some scaffolding, and then it's kind of up to you what you stick in here. You can stick some candles because they kind of look like some sort of spices. You can place some paintings as well. I think that this looks pretty good. You can literally stack that area with whatever you like. All the way over here on this opposite wall, we will have a rather large fridge, which is just 2 rows of 3 light grey concrete, an iron bar here, white concrete here, 2 furnaces with smooth quartz stair here, detector rail on one, item frame on the other, and then we will place 2 white concrete next to this, brewing stand here, flower pot here, item frames here. Oh, and also just one here as well. Then we will stick some tools in the item frames which we want to dangle down, decorated pot here, flower pot here, oxide daisy here, and this is the room, this is the penthouse. And with that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our modern apartment building with a penthouse into our city. I think it'd be a bit mental not to actually put the modern apartment building in the modern portion of the city, so it is going to go right here, very much near the other modern apartment building. But I'm going to be honest, this one's my favourite. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, consider becoming a channel member. You will gain access to loyalty badges, some fun emojis, and a monthly download for every single build used in our city. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.